Happy with my framing, or do you want me to be closer or further?
Man, everything looks amazing. Please feel free. Again, it's not something like we will put into Hollywood production later. It's kind of like a podcast where I'm an ex digital agency owner speaking with other agency owners, thinking about some pain points, solutions, way of thinkings. Because I want to make it not like a broad speech about Boomerang, but
Yeah,
mostly about some problems, solutions, and daily life of agency owners to make it not like, again, a proud pitch, but something like a podcast that you would try to consume when you're driving, commuting from home to work or something like that. Because, everyone wants to know how others solve the same type of problems and questions because everyone have these kind of questions, right?
yeah,
That's pretty much it. And I prepared just a couple of simple questions. And let's start from the very beginning. First of all, Adam, thank you so much for finding some time for chatting with me. I much appreciate it. Today, we have on the call Adam Coates, very excited and very amazing agency owner, entrepreneur from UK, from London, I guess, if I right remember.
yeah.
And he has really amazing track record in digital agency and digital marketing space as well. And I'm actually really curious to know a couple of things about your journey, Adam. I would ask you a couple of simple, but at the same time, interesting question to others. And let's start from the very beginning. Can you please tell us just a bit about your agency?
Yeah, of course. So Silo Media is the name of my agency. I've worked in digital marketing now for over 10 years and worked for a few big agencies in London, and sort of felt like I sort of hit the limit of what I could do and achieve. And about 3.5 years ago, decided to go out on my own and start my own business. And that was where Silo began. So Silo Media is what we would like to call a 360 digital marketing agency. So
Mm-hmm.
we're not just a creative agency, we're not just paid. We do a bit of everything. So whether brands need a new logo, a new brand identity, a new website, or they need social media strategy, account management, influencer management, or if they need some performance marketing stuff, so paid media, advertising, running ads on social, etc. We do a bit of everything. And yeah, in the space of 3 years, we've grown quite quickly. It very much started with me on my own in my bedroom, just trying to build a business on my own laptop and my phone. To now, we've got our first office in London. Just recently got the keys and moved in, and it's a team of five humans, one dog, and yeah, we're doing really well. Really happy.
Yeah. Could you please just tell a bit about how you came up with the idea to start an agency? Because it's like a roller coaster journey, as you know, right now. It's like
Yeah.
a big decision and big commitment. What was the trigger?
Yeah, so I think naturally I've always been somewhat of an entrepreneur. Ever since I was young, I was very interested in money and business. Like even when I was really young, I used to actually sell sweets and drinks at school. So my mum used to
Mm.
give me money to go and buy drinks and sweets in bulk and sell. And yeah, I've just got a few family members that run their own businesses, and I was just always quite inspired by the idea of working for yourself. And yeah, having worked at agencies for a fairly long time, realized that every relationship that we work with clients always felt quite transactional, and it felt like
Mhm.
scope based, and it felt very one dimensional. Whereas I felt like, especially for small to medium sized businesses, which are the customers that I go after now, there needs to be a lot more lot more flexibility, and the idea of being agile and being able to change and adapt as things change, because as you know, running a
Right.
business, nothing ever stays the same. You can't stick to the same scope, and it's really hard for small companies. So I just felt there was a real opportunity for a small boutique agency to support smaller to medium-sized companies in providing digital services. So yeah, took the plunge, saved up some money, and started the company.
Yeah. I actually decided to go through the agency journey just because of the same reasons. And for me, the main reason exactly was like very, very affordable and low entry level to this part of business. All you need to do, like just a bunch of knowledge about digital marketing stuff and some kind of laptop. It not should be like the top one. It should be like something that can open browser to
Yeah.
set up Meta ads or Google ads or something like that, and you are good to go to this journey. By the way, yeah. And curious to know, just what the first service did you provide to your first customer?
Yeah, so our first service was actually paid media, so performance marketing. So
Okay.
through a friend of mine, I was introduced to an individual who owns a festival, and
Hmm.
this was actually in the middle of COVID, and these guys were doing the first socially distanced festival, which is a huge task in itself and had lots of difficulties and complications. And they were really struggling to sell tickets and looking for some more support. And yeah, somebody introduced us, and then we helped to run some ads on Instagram and Google, etc. So yeah, paid media was our first service offering, the first thing we did.
Yeah, my actually first service was the website. I created the website
Yeah,
first of all for us, for our agency,
yeah,
and then when someone check this, they say, "Wow, it looks not that bad." And so where did you order this website? We say, "Hey guys, we did it by ourselves. Can we do the same for us, please?" We say, "Why not?
yeah,
Let's try it."
yeah,
And this
yeah.
is how we started. Cool. So tell me, please, how was your business doing before discovered Boomerang? I mean, what type of challenges did you face or problems that you're juggling?
Yeah, so we would often speak to, especially the smaller brick and mortar physical businesses on the high street. We would often speak to companies, and they would say that they struggled with retention and customer loyalty, and we just didn't really have a huge solution for that. So up until finding Boomerang, it was a bit of yeah, a bit of a minefield when it comes to customer retention. And then once we found Boomerang, it was actually online that we found Boomerang on Google. We saw that there's obviously this technology, this modern thing, this new platform that had been built that's going to help companies in building better retention and loyalty with their customers. So there was definitely a void there, and then Boomerang, when we found it filled that void. So yeah, it was a really good timing and a really good tool for us to find at that point.
Yeah, cool. And can you please tell me just a bit about how your typical customer journey was look like before Boomerang, from lead to retention? You started the service, you signed a contract, you started to provide the services and supply this customer. What happened next in general case?
In general case, so yeah, I mean, we would find some sort of lead or be made into some sort of introduction through an old colleague or a friend, whoever it may be, and we would go in and would pitch our services. So a big part of, as you know, having built your own agency, a big part of what we do, a lot of our time is spent coming up with new ideas and coming up with these big presentations and going into these meetings and competing against 3, sometimes even 5 other agencies to win work. And you invest a lot of time and energy and resource in putting those together. And then one in 5, you might get lucky. You might win a piece of work.
9 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Not that
Um,
much conversion, to be honest, because of competition currently.
yeah,
That's
it's
so
really
true.
hard. It's really hard, and I think it's getting increasingly harder because agencies, you see more of them popping up all the time. It seems like everybody's starting a new agency, which is obviously making things more difficult, more competitive. So yeah, it's not easy. It's really hard to convert, but yeah, you get lucky every now and then.
Yeah, and every time when you're competing with each other, you have to be smarter, faster,
Yeah.
more skilled, and so on and so forth. It's really frustrating and exhausting journey. I can imagine what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what was the biggest frustration you had with your clients before Boomerangme in terms of providing services? Yeah, I'm talking about some short lifetime value, probably, very, very quick contract cancellations, wrong expectations and results from your clients or some kind of like that. Can you please just a bit elaborate on this?
Yeah, for sure. I would say something that I've noticed now. I've been using the agency's been using Boomerangme for a couple of years now. Is that the turnover of projects prior to Boomerang and clients was quite big. So we'd win a project, we'd have it for a short amount of time, maybe like a year if we're lucky, and then often you're having to then re-pitch and compete against customers again, compete against competitors again.
Right.
Whereas with Boomerangme, what's quite nice is that once they're integrated and they're on the platform and they're a subscriber, it's very rare we ever see anybody leave. They stick with the platform, they believe in it, they see the value in it, and it's just really refreshing for us to not have to constantly touch base and ensure that that project is going to stay there, because it will very rarely leaves. So that's been a massive plus for us.
Yeah, that's actually so true, because it was my trigger why I started to build this project, because I'm really tired to lose some clients because of really, really different expectations and results. It's not because we were actually under delivered. Every time when we signed the contract, we decided to under promise and over deliver. It's like
Yeah,
a classical way to build relationships for a long time and make sure this client will stay with you longer. But at the same time, usually clients want to get everything in the first 5 minutes. Okay, probably 1 hour, not 5 minutes.
yeah,
But sometimes, even with Meta ads, so even with Google ads, it's not a guarantee that you will hit the goal from the first attempt, right? It
yeah,
could be 3, 4, 5, you know 500 different ad creatives you have to try, 500 different hooks you have to try before you will touch the ground and understand something scalable, and understand basically the business, where is the business, right, in terms of the ads. Yeah, and not that many clients are really ready to wait as needed time actually is needed, honestly.
yeah,
But it was a big problem for myself. But within the loyalty, what I like about that, it's that the expectations are much lower about this, because when you pitching it, you say, okay, look, we will see results in the first quarter, next quarter, third quarter, and that's fine. That's
yeah.
fine. It's not like not everyone expects to see overnight results from it, and it's really, really easy. Let's talk about the sales part. How easy to or hard probably for you was to get started with this product in terms of onboarding, setting up your white label, customizing pricing, understanding competition, or preparing some promotional materials for your agency?
Yeah, do you know what? It was actually quite straightforward for us. I think we're quite well positioned in that we are a digital marketing agency. So when it comes to building the brand for the white label and building the website, we can do it really quickly. And in fact, I think you guys actually provided us with the website template even, and like the landing page style and the copy and the imagery. So it was very much a case of us changing the colors, adding our logo, using our own images, that kind of thing. So the building of the brand and the platform was really quick. I don't think it took long at all. It was a little while ago now, but I remember it being very quick. And then, yeah, the bit that takes a little bit more time is definitely building the customers. So I was quite fortunate in that a very good friend of mine owns a number of coffee shops and brunch and cafes in our area, and he was kind of our sort of test dummy, if you like, in that we gave him the platform. We didn't charge him any money. We just said, look, can you please put these QR codes all over the venues and see how many people download, and we'll see if it does well. And that sort of become our case study, and then we use that to go out to others. And in fact, because we've got our website at the bottom of all the vouchers, the cards in people's wallets, we started to get some organic inquiries and people creating their own trials, which we were quite surprised. At first, we didn't even realize how they found us, but then it was only after the fact we realized that our website was at the bottom of the cards. So yeah, it definitely takes a little moment to get going, but I wouldn't say it takes a huge amount of time. It's just something that you need to go out and practice and get really good at the platform and understanding it. Once you understand it and you really understand where the values are, it just makes it so much easier to sell it to people. You just got to go to the customer, find out what their pain points are, because not every business is the same. Some business
Absolutely.
just might want to organize their customers better. Some businesses want to actually get more customers and they need more people in the door. So you just find their need, their pain, and you just sell them on the solution and give them that, you know, with the platform. So yeah, very quick in the beginning for the branding, white labeling. Takes a little bit more time to get the customers, but all in all, I would say not long at all. Fairly straightforward.
I just want to highlight one more significant thing that you highlighted in your pitch, that you haven't started from pitching and trying to overprice it and start from the big checks. You actually shared this product for a free with your friends. It's quite a disgustable thing, because it's not kind of like my way how to distribute something, because when you offer something for a free, people actually tend to really underestimate the value from this tool, and basically they can actually skip the implementation process completely. And it's like a fail from the first step, right? But the very important thing that I heard from your pitch, that it was your friend, closest friend, who never will give up on this solution and just decided to support you, and at the same time get some results for his business as well, which is very smart and affordable way. And the very, very smart thing that you did, I just want to really stress on this, because sell results and numbers much more easier than sell promises and guarantees. Because you can just when you're pitching something in marketing, it's better to show the first case study, even if it's just the first case study and one alone case study. It's much better than pitching about that we will give you this, we will give you that, we promise you. It doesn't matter, because people want to make sure that they not just only will lose the money, they're afraid more about to lose some time by interacting and testing for some new features. They want to make sure they are doing the right step right now, because marketing in general, it's like very, very strange thing. In 80% cases, you can fail with the marketing. It's fine. And people do not want to be and just see what will be happening in the next 2-3 months to collect the case study. Smart. I remember your video from this coffee shop, basically. It was like a vertical video prepared for shorts for promotion, when you just, you don't pitching this service, right? You just showing the real case study when people coming in, right? Open the camera, scanning the QR code bump, card is already in the device, and they're starting collecting bonus points, punch cards, something else on the go without any additional steps. And you presented the dashboard with growing charts. I think it's like a kind of best confirmation of the value from this product itself. That's that was very smart. Did you try to use this vertical video for reels, shorts on YouTube or somewhere else?
Yeah, so we used it for we only used it for social in terms of Instagram Reels. But it's funny because I know you and I, we've had a conversation off this call about like the next steps for us as an agency, and we're really going to push it this year, and we're in the process of interviewing some individuals who are just going to focus on this part of the business, and that reel is certainly our sort of our hero asset, and that's going to be something that we're going to, and even today that reel still feels good enough to go out on ads. It's kind of, and that was maybe 2-3 years ago that we shot that reel, but it still would work in today's landscape. So yeah, we're certainly going to start using that in driving Google, YouTube ads and TikTok ads and Meta ads, etc. and then we're just going to create lots of new content, different locations, different types of businesses, etc. So yeah, we really value the video side of capturing the experience, you know.
Yeah, that's amazing. So then, can you please share me some kind of story of one specific client who got real results with Boomerang? Some, I'm not talking about exact numbers, but just comparison with what was before and how it's going right now.
Yeah, certainly. So we worked with another coffee shop, which we onboarded, and they were really struggling at the time. They didn't have any database. They didn't collect any customer data. They were just purely relying on being in the high street and people seeing them and people coming into the shop, just walk up. They had no strategy, no understanding on how to promote, and they discovered us through seeing the card in someone else's phone. They went to our website, got in touch, and within, I would say, 6 months, they have a database of 3,000 customers. So from 0 to 3,000 in like maybe 3 to 6 months is a really
Huge.
good result for a small coffee shop. And now they've got the ability, and they use it really well, to message and to send notifications to their customers and communicate with them if they're
Right.
having a slow afternoon on a Thursday and they've got some product that they want to push out. They can just send a message and say, free croissants with your coffees today for the next 3 hours, and they'll get loads of people come to the store. So it's stuff like that that's really revolutionized their business and made it so much easier for them to retain customers and build loyalty. So yeah, really good.
And at the same time, can you imagine how many SMS blasts could you send? Because
Yeah,
for 3,000 text messages, you have to pay every time.
yeah,
And within the free push notifications, they're free. You can
yeah.
send them as many times as you want, but please be careful. Do not try to overwhelm your customers,
No.
because anytime they can unsubscribe, but don't be too pushy here. It's just my recommendation to all our clients. So how many clients do you have right now? And do you feel it's scalable or not?
So we've got 6 sub accounts, clients right now that are using the platform that all spend different amounts of money. Ranges from £100 a month to £130 a month for each of these 6 clients. And this year we've set some targets and we're looking at where we want to get to, and we want to try and get to around 30 sub accounts, 30 clients this year. We're investing quite a lot of time and energy and resource into building that client database, that client subscription. So yeah, that's where we're currently at. We definitely haven't gone out and really pushed this service. Now that we really believe in it, we are going to do that this year. So we feel that 30 clients it's doable, it's achievable.
And what I like about what you said just now, it's like a realistic approach in this case, because every time when when I'm talking with my clients, they say, "Okay, I'm gonna hit 1,000 by this year." That's really exciting, and I'm so excited at the same time with our clients. But to hit 1,000 for us, for platform builders, it took something about 2 years.
Yeah,
With the marketing budget, with VC funding on the board, with all my marketing experience, it's like 17 years. I
yeah,
calculated this year. It's like that much, and it's not that fast. Even it's really easy to sell stuff, easy to close, easy to onboard. It takes some time, right?
yeah,
Just to nail your pitch, nail your niche, nail your marketing, nail your communication, onboarding. A lot of things you need to figure out first before you will be able to actually put this on autopilot, hire some staff, and train them properly to make sure everything is going smoothly and people are happy, which is the main thing why we're working here. So this is the next upcoming question that it's really connected to the previous one. What do you wish you knew before you starting with Boomerang? It's like a suggestion for new customers for our product.
yeah. I think before I joined Boomerang, what would been amazing to have known is the sort of level of support and ongoing support you get from the Boomerang team. When we signed up, whenever you sign up to any type of subscription service, when it's like a self-serve subscription platform, often you're kind of left to your own devices. You have to go and figure it out, which can be quite daunting and quite scary because it's technology. Things can go wrong. You're worried if it's going to work or not work. Whereas what we found since having signed up with Boomerang is that we get constant support. Mike checks in with me often. I speak to Daria often. Whenever there's any sort of issues with a customer, which is rare, but let's say a card's not worked, and sometimes it might be something to do with the customer in the shop not having the right signal or their phone's not updated. There's always these little mini things, but we can pass that on to the Boomerang team if we don't know the answers to it, and we get the support straight away, which is amazing, super valuable to us because we are not tech wizards, but we've got the tech wizards behind us to help if we need it.
Yeah, that's thank you so much for the warm words, by the way. I appreciate it. Coming to the next question, do you have another white label tools in your agency in addition to Boomerang?
No, not white label in this way. We use lots of tools. We use everything you can imagine for like content creation and task management and that kind of stuff. But this is the first full service white label tool that we've used. And yeah, it's been great. We've really enjoyed it. It's super impressive, and it's really helping us to get new clients. So yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, thank you so much. Because right now, currently, I hear that some agencies are struggling to sign up the white label because of the risk of inconsistent service, inconsistent quality of the stuff, because they are showing their brand in front of the customers, right? And they take all responsibilities in terms of the contract, in terms of results, in terms of the stability of the platform. It's kind of risky, I can imagine. Yeah. I used to sell white label services by myself when I was an agency owner previously. And I kind of remember all these faults that I had previously when I decided, to move forward or not. And so how would you pitch this solution to another agency owner struggling with getting new clients on board or struggling with retention, seeing some closures for the contracts?
In terms of pitching Boomerang as a service?
Yes, just suggesting this. So how you would suggest, what the benefits would you suggest and highlight at the first line?
Yeah, so I would say for other agency owners, the big benefit is that you have such an easy way to get in the door with clients. I think one of the biggest hurdles running an agency is getting your foot in the door with businesses and for them to trust you and to answer your calls and emails. Whereas this product essentially goes out and creates those connections for you, especially using the prospecting tool that you've got in the back end of Boomerang, where it will find those leads, it will help create those landing pages and send those emails out. So it kind of does a lot of that client acquisition, lead building for you. And that in itself saves an incredible amount of time and money and resource. So yeah, I think that's one of the biggest benefits to agencies. And once you onboard a customer, a new client for Boomerang, there's nothing then stopping you going and selling your other services to that business, which is what we've done many times. So as well as customer retention with loyalty cards, that business might need a new website. They might need a new logo. They might need some social media support. So it's like your way to get in the door with Boomerang. And then it sort of opens opportunities up for you to sell the rest of your services. So yeah, that's really valuable for business, for agencies specifically.
Thank you for that. This is exactly what I tried to achieve with this product. And also, let's talk just a bit. It's like a kind of my last questions. Let's talk about the sales. Sales part is the most interesting speak every time. Because how to sell, for whom to sell, when to sell, what to sell, basically. Yeah. And let's talk about your sales approach. Are you industry agnostic agency, or do you try to stick with food and beverage segment only?
No, we don't try to stick with food and beverage only. We're very much working a lot within hospitality and food and beverage, but not by choice. The services we provide, it can be for any type of business. Like we've worked with festivals, We've worked with travel companies. We've worked with medical practices, lots of different types of companies. So for us, we're just trying to find the types of industries where we can add the most value and where we see there being lots of opportunity. Some industries are quite far ahead when it comes to digital marketing, and they have their own marketing teams and they've got access to all these different tools, and they probably don't need an agency. But there are lots of industries where they're still maybe 5 years behind when it comes to that. So we're always trying to find little pockets of opportunities. So yeah, definitely not industry specific on purpose, kind of just happens by chance.
Yeah, it's like trying to find by trying every niche before you will see the great results. I had the same story actually in my agency, and we started from website development. Then we figured out that it's really big problem to chasing new client every time to be paid to the next month, because website building is like project-based hustle, right? You get paid just once and that's it. You have to find a new client to pay the bill next month. And we figured out CEO projects, and we figured out PPC campaigns. CEO projects much more longer in terms of the time, but you have to have some really patient client who are really ready to wait 6-12 months before seeing something. And to stay valuable for them during this time, we figured it out it's better to add PPC campaigns at the first within the CEO project just together. And this is how we it's really scary to say 15 years ago we figured out how to build convertible landing pages for them. And we started from landing page plus PPC. It was the first service that we provide to show immediate result, because if you cannot show immediate results within the first month, you can expect cancellation for your contract, that's for sure. And at the same time, we signed the contract for CEO, and we go, long way, optimizing the website, iterating with keywords, optimizations, and so on and so forth. And we figured out that for us, the corporate segment was amazing 15 years ago, like big production companies, right? Big enterprises. They don't understand even nothing. They don't even have, the domain name email for their company. It's still here. 2025, ChatGPT, everything here, but they are not here actually. And you can support them with this kind of easy, it's like a joking stuff, but it's still here. And we just focused on this, and I started to think about productizing my agent software, because it's really hard to reinvent the wheel every time within the new segment, within the new type of client, within the new industry, because you have to learn a lot about this even before you be able to send a proposal that would be interesting to them. That's really kind of exhausting journey. I remember this pain just now. Yeah. And I just in terms of suggestions, you didn't ask for this, but I would do it anyway. Please try to focus on one segment. With Boomerang, it will be much more easier to reuse your case studies, reuse your results, reuse your testimonials and everything that you already have just within this journey, because it's not that really 100 to 130 pounds. It's not that big check for a month, right? And only one way how to succeed with this product, it's like a number of the clients that you can sign up for this product, right? And it's better to focus on one segment. It's just my recommendation. You can try it or you can skip. It's up to you. But if I was in your shoes, I would try this way exactly. Just coffee shops. Okay, let's move forward by coffee shops. Restaurants, no worries. Let's move to the restaurants. And it's better to add, some additional types of businesses after you close all the coffee shops in your city, in your area, in your country. And when you're a leader, you can go broader. But first of all, it's better to dig deep into the one specific and certain industry. This is what we figured out from our journey within this product. But that's amazing. 30 clients, I don't say it's achievable. It's really realistic. You can do it without any problems. I'm pretty much sure I see your experience. I see your optimistic approach, which is very important also in terms of the sales.
Yeah.
And I wish you all the best. You can count on me in terms of support, communication, and don't forget to get a chance to reach him. Try it out.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Adam, and see you on the next video. Thank you guys for watching this.
Thank you.